Today I'm going to show you how to grind skill XP for every single skill. Make sure you hit subscribe and let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is head down into the crypt here and you'll find these crypt ghouls. Now each one of them gives 47 combat XP, which is pretty decent to start off with. If you can get to the point where you can kill these easily, you probably just do it with like an aspect of the end or something like that. This is quite a good method to grind some XP, and you can also start Revenant quests at the same time to get yourself more extra rewards and all that kind of thing, and that is a bit more Slayer XP as well. So this is a good way to grind early game XP. And then from there, what you want to do is move up to Enderman slowly but surely. So once you gain more damage, you can go over here, and these Endermen will give you more XP, probably 58 XP for these ones. And then as you move down, there'll be more and more XP. If you can one-shot Zealots, that'll probably be a lot of XP, but these ones down here are probably quite good for you to get some XP. Yeah, 64 combat, so if you can get to the point where you can one-shot these easily, that is a lot of combat XP, and you can also do Void Glooms at low levels while you're doing this, which is pretty cool. And then what you want to do from there is slowly start working your way up into mining skill. Now you might be wondering why. Well, if you unlock the Dwarven Mines and then the Dwarven Mines, and then you go towards the Ice Gate, you can start farming the Ice Walkers. That's what it's called. But I'm going to go there and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so at the Ice Gate here, you want to go and try and kill as many of these things as you can. They spawn quite often, but there's a lot of people normally competing to get this XP and stuff. So these guys will give 58 combat. Actually, it's slightly worse than Enderman, but these are much easier to kill, and there's also more of them sometimes. But this can be a good way to generate some XP as well. While you're doing this, there's a few things you could be also unlocking. If you look in your combat tree, there's the bestiary. This is very important for combat XP. So over here, you can each thing you can get kills on certain things, which gives you more score towards them. So and then you get combat XP for every milestone. At one point you get to every other milestone, you get 1,000,000 combat XP, which is really OP. So once you sort of drain that, you can get yourself up to a good combat level. Mine's at 33 just by doing that. Really, I don't really do much grinding of mobs. In terms of beyond that, you want to go and head into the catacombs. There's I think the best thing for combat XP is to grind floor 6 runs, where you rush it and then you kill the golems, because they give a lot of XP. You might not even need to finish the run, you just kill the golems and then you get out as quickly as possible, and you can keep doing that and get a ton of combat XP by that way. But make sure you do have a combat XP boost potion that will come in your god pot, auto enabled, but if you don't have that, you might need to brew your own one. But yeah, that's it for combat. So in terms of mining, what you want to go ahead and do is start off with, you can just mine normally in the deep caverns. I think the best thing to mine is obviously like diamond or whatever, but then once you unlock, I think the diamond, let's see how much does like diamond give you for XP. So there's some diamonds, here you go. So these give you 1.5, that's actually not very much. 1.5 for only, there's probably something better than like gold. I think it's better than that. But yeah, once you get to the point where you can unlock the Dwarven Mines, this becomes much easier, because you can start mining Mithril. Now, Mithril is very good for mining. You get a good amount of XP from this, but it's not too much actually. It's only like 69 from that one, and I think it gets more the deeper into the middle you go. No, you get 69.5 on each piece, so yeah, that's a pretty good amount of mining XP. You can grind that for a while, and then when you unlock Crystal Hollows as well, that is also useful. But one thing you want to do for mining XP is commissions. Now, if you see there, I get 10k mining XP for each commission I do. And then if you combine that with a silverfish pet, which you should have on the whole time you're doing mining, this will give you extra XP, I think. I thought it'd give you more mining XP, which will help you out when you're mining around, and you get more mining XP from that, and you have obviously a mining XP boost potion. But as you do commissions, you'll get more and more mining XP. You could also participate in events such as the ones that like happen every 20 minutes over here, but they're very infrequent, so you might not be able to. Oh, here it is. So this one's Gone with the Wind. This one doesn't get you anything really. The ones that are good are stuff like the Goblin Raid and all of that stuff, like all the active ones, the raffle, that sort of thing will get you XP. I think I don't know if this counts, but doing the nucleus quest in the crystal hollows might also get you some combat XP, and there's one thing you can do quite well in here, which is you can mine mithril inside of the crystal hollows, and I think you get double XP from it or something like that. If in the mithril deposits, you can do that. But yeah, just mining hardstone probably gets you a decent. No, it's 1.5, but yeah, you can't really. Mithril is probably the best way to go for this stuff, and then maybe gemstone mining would be a good idea. So we get 108 mining from each gemstone. So if you've got good speed, you could actually do this faster than probably you do with the mithril mining, perhaps. And I think it might change depending on which gem you're mining as well. So that's very important, and you also get the gemstone powder and all of that stuff with that, so that's good. Yeah, that's it for mining. So next we're going to look at farming. Now this one is mostly done on the island, where you want to get yourself a rabbit pet. Some people say that you don't actually need a rabbit pet, and you want a some people say you need an elephant pet rather than a rabbit, but I think rabbit is still better for just XP. But if you want to go for money, definitely use an elephant pet. Then I think what you should do is get yourself a cane hoe. Which one is my cane hoe? This one. I don't do very much farming, but you want to get yourself a cane hoe and that rabbit pet on, and get yourself a good amount of speed, and then you can go through this place and get yourself, or build a sugarcane farm, and then get yourself a ton of XP from that. Each one is 3 farming, and you're getting 2 at once, so it's pretty sick in that way. So yeah, that's really good. Okay, so for foraging, you want to go ahead and get yourself a golden axe with efficiency 5, or eventually you can work up to a tree capitator, but this is much more expensive. It's 1.5 million coins, so only do this once you're late game. Then what you want to get is yourself haste 3, so this will come with a god pot, but you need at least haste 3 and a golden axe efficiency 5 to get yourself insta mine on logs, and this gives you a good amount of foraging XP just by doing this. But then when you have the tree cap, you can mine it a tree at once, basically, with a short cooldown. And then you can use certain pets to decrease this cooldown and all of that sort of thing. So you want either the ocelot pet or the monkey pet. The level 100, the legendary monkey is very expensive, so I wouldn't go for this one necessarily unless you're really needing to go for foraging. This does give you foraging fortune, which I think in turn would give you more foraging XP in the long run. But ocelot will give you easier. It's only 3.6 mil for the legendary, and you get even the epic would be decent enough because you get the foraging wisdom from that, and you get the speed and the frosty and everything. But yeah, tree cap and that is pretty easy to get a lot of foraging XP like that. I haven't done much foraging grinding, so yeah, it's probably the most boring skill to level. You could do it with minions, but I don't think it's that efficient. It's probably easier just to go around with an axe and do it for a while. You will need a foraging XP boost potion as well, just to make it quicker, and that's basically it. It's quite easy to do foraging. It's very self-explanatory, but yeah, that's it. Okay, so next is enchanting, and this one's quite self-explanatory, but to get to level 10, you need to just enchant random stuff. But what you want to do once you get there is place your experimentation table and start doing some of these things. I like to use a solver, but you can do it without, so you want to complete as many of these little mini games as possible. I just messed it up first time. How did I do that? Okay, but yeah, and then you do super pairs and try and earn as much XP as possible from that, and you get a ton of enchanting XP every single time. And you can refresh that with bits. So if you have a lot of bits, you could get yourself do this like 4 times a day or something if you want to. You can even max it all in one day. I've seen people do that. But in terms of a pet, there is one pet I found. The guardian pet does actually give you enchanting XP, but I don't think this would be worth it because you can do it quite easily without that. And obviously you want an enchanting XP boost potion, and that will basically get you there quite easily. I'm already on enchanting 32 without really doing much grinding at all, but this thing is basically your number one thing to be doing for enchanting XP, and yeah, that's really easy. So yeah, do that one. From doing that final super pairs, I got 200,000 enchanting XP, and I got 70,000 extra from getting some from pairs, and I got a grand XP potion, so that's really good to get yourself a ton of XP. For fishing XP, I normally just use clay minions to get yourself a ton of XP, because this gives you like 1,200 fishing just like that, just by claiming a stack of enchanted clay. So if you have as many clay minions as you can working, this will get you a ton of skill XP. I've never fished like at all, and I've already got fishing 26 with just from clay minions, so you don't really need to fish that much. But if you do want to, there is a couple of things you could do. In terms of fish pets, there's a few. The dolphin is pretty good because this will give you extra sea creature chance, and these sea creatures will give you lots of fishing XP as you do that. And you will need some sort of armor, fishing armor. Legendary squid will give you more fishing XP, but I don't know if that's worth it for the 10 million coin price tag. But some of these, perhaps you should use some sort of shark armor or angler set to give us a more sea creature chance. That will help you. That will help you get more sea creatures, so you can get more XP by that way. I'm not exactly sure on the best fishing setup, so do check out other videos on that. Yeah, clay minions are really sick for this, so use those. Okay, and for alchemy, the best way to do it is build yourself some sort of setup like this, or you can just place a bunch of brewing sands and brew potions in them. But the best potions to brew normally come from sugarcane, so you can either use enchanted sugar or enchanted sugarcane. If you need a lot of XP, enchanted sugarcane will get you to maxed if you do a lot of potions of those. But what I like to do is something like this, and then you fill up all the brewing sands with water bottles, and then in each dispenser you've got nether wart and enchanted sugar. You could even add enchanted glowstone as well to give you a little bit more XP. But then what you do is you have a button like this set up, so it triggers all of the dispensers. I can't reach it, and then this will brew you a bunch of potions. I can't get to this button. There you go. So this will brew you all of these potions if you filled them all up, and then you would have a ton of speed potions that you can use after they're done, and you can just leave this there and keep pressing it every so often, filling them up. And you could have an automatic emptier and stuff if you wanted to, but these will give you a good amount of XP. And then you can also sell the potions afterwards. If you look here, these it looks like I can't tell how much they're going to be, but you can sell the potions sometimes, and if you've put glowstone in them and you've put enchanted stuff, they could be very valuable. And also you could sell enchanted sugarcane potions as well, and that'll get you a ton of XP. Now what I recommend in terms of a pet is probably just using a level 1 sheep, legendary sheep, and then what you will do is level that up using the alchemy XP you get, and then you can flip it again and sell it for more than you paid for it. I don't think there's any pets that give you alchemy XP particularly. I can't see any here. So what you want to do is just use it didn't work. Where's the sugar didn't come out of the... I must not have any sugar left or something. Apparently the sugar didn't want to come out of the thing there. But we've got, that should make a potion afterwards then. But yeah, the alchemy is quite easy skill to work if you just place a ton of brewing stands in a row and just brew tons of potions. You'll get it eventually. I'm quite low alchemy because I haven't done much grinding of alchemy. I'm only alchemy 17. I really haven't done any of this skill because it's just a long boring grind really to do this one. So each of these gives you 360 alchemy, but it will give you a lot more if you do a enchanted sugarcane one. And then if you put enchanted glowstone in as well, that will help you quite a lot to get more XP. I think you wanted to claim it all at once really, but I've done it like this. So yeah, that's how you do alchemy, and I think that's all of the skills. I'm not sure. You could do, in terms of dungeons, it's just playing lots of runs, and you want to do the highest level run you can. So floor 7s are really good for XP, but like floor 6s are pretty good to just level up. But you never want to be like not doing the highest floor, because it does give you a lot of XP, and you want to be getting S pluses to get the most catacombs XP. And I suggest doing it during like one of the double XP events, because those give you a ton of catacombs XP. I'm catacombs 29, which is not very good, but yeah, that's pretty decent. I don't think any of these are really important. Taming might be good if you're trying to get pet luck. So yeah, that's basically it for today. So make sure you hit subscribe, and I'll see you around for the next video. Goodbye.